So our next speaker is going to be Rita Whitcomb, and I have personally been in her office more than once. So please welcome her on the stage as I look up her PowerPoint. This one? Hi, how are you?
Hi everybody, I'm Rita Whitcomb. I am with the graduate school. Welcome to Pullman. Hope you guys are enjoying the nice weather. So today I'm going to be joined by payroll services and financial aid, and we just have about 20 minutes to briefly discuss some finances that you need to keep in mind and some deadlines dates that you need to keep in mind. So we'll get started. So I'm going to talk to you about your benefits of your assistantship for those that have an assistantship, what you need to do. Hopefully your department has covered most of this stuff, but just want to give you a reminder. We'll also give you some links and websites and resources to look for assistantships if you don't have one. Rick from Payroll Services will talk about payroll deduction and payroll direct deposit for those of you that have assistantships. And then Michelle from Financial Aid will talk about financial aid, loans, grants, scholarships, how that all works. And then we'll have some time for questions after this. So for those of you that have an assistantship, you know that there's a stipend with your assistantship. And the stipends vary depending on department. Some more commonly used steps are listed here at step 26, step 32, or step 48. And that's roughly what you're going to get paid per month working 20 hours a week. Payday at WSU is the 10th and the 25th of every month. So your first paycheck will not be, you will not see your first paycheck until the 10th of September. With your assistantship, you also get tuition waivers. You can get the in-state tuition waiver and the out-of-state tuition waiver if you're a non-resident of Washington for your first year. Please note that tuition waivers will not begin to post till tomorrow. So when you go into your MyWSU accounts, you will see that you still owe tuition if you have an assistantship. We'll start posting waivers tomorrow, and they will continue to post waivers for the next few weeks. So don't panic if you don't see your waiver out there tomorrow, okay? If you are a domestic student and you are a non-resident, please work towards establishing your residency here in Washington. It takes a year to get all the paperwork in place because next fall, if you have an assistantship, you will no longer be eligible for that non-resident waiver. So you need to start doing all the paperwork now to get your residency established, okay? With an assistantship, you also get medical insurance, and that includes health and dental. The insurance cards and insurance coverage can be found on the Health and Wellness website. So let me know if you guys have any questions about that. And another benefit of your assistantship is that you can sign up for payroll deduction for the mandatory fees that you are responsible to pay. So what do you need to do if you have an assistantship? The big, most important things that you need to do is you need to enroll in 10 to 18 credits right now if you haven't already done so. The graduate school cannot process your assistantship unless you're enrolled, which means you will not get your tuition waivers, which means you will you could potentially lose payroll and not get paid on the 10th, and you could accrue late fees. It's just a snowball effect. So if you must enroll, and if you haven't done so, please work with your departments ASAP to get that done. You must maintain a cumulative 3.0 GPA. You must reside in the state of Washington. That means that you need to update your address in your MyWSU to a local Washington address. We verify this before we approve your assistantship. And for those of you that don't have an assistantship, it's really good to have your address updated because all the correspondence will go to that address in the system. So make sure you have one that's local where you can actually get your mail. And you need to make sure that you remained enrolled for the 10 to 18 credits the entire semester. So if at any point you need to drop classes or change credits, make sure that at any given time you are in 10 credits, because what will happen is that the system will automatically take your waivers away. Okay? And then you will have a balance out due. So more of what you need to do. You need to work with your department to complete your I-9. And this needed to be done on Sunday, and hopefully you've done that. If you haven't done that, make sure you go see your department ASAP so that can get taken care of. The I-9 is an employment verification, and you can't get paid until that's complete. You also need to complete your W-4, and that actually is something the students do on their own, and they submit to payroll services. That also needs to be done before I think the end of the month, so you can get paid. Most assistantships are 20 hours a week, and so then average you're going to be working on 20 hours a week with your assistantship, and you need to comply with the duties that are assigned of your assistantship, and so that is to ensure that you continue to have your assistantship for the whole semester, and you need to continue to make academic progress. So please keep an eye on your MyWSU account. Like I said, waivers will begin to post tomorrow, and they will continue to do so. By September 8th, if you still see an outstanding balance or something doesn't look right, please contact your department. By that time, we typically have all the waivers posted, and all tuition has been charged. So if you have any questions by then, please contact your department. Here's a breakdown of what tuition costs for residents and non-residents here at WSU. You can see that for resident students, the cost of attendance and tuition is $5,892. Please note your waiver will only cover $5,445. That means that you're responsible to pay $447 of that tuition, even if you have a full assistantship. And you're also responsible to pay the mandatory fees. So once this is all said and done and all your tuition waivers post, you will be responsible to pay $927.41. Remember that tuition is due the first day of classes, or you can sign up for payroll deduction. And Rick will talk about how that works. But please remember to pay these mandatory fees and tuitions. That is your responsibility. And if you don't get them paid, you will start accruing late fees, which will prevent you from enrolling for spring semester. For a non-resident student, the amount of tuition is due is the same because we provide a non-resident tuition waiver for your first year here. So if you have a full assistantship, this is what you're responsible to pay. Please coordinate with your department or sign up for payroll deduction or get that taken care of by next Monday. And here's some important dates. I'm sure you guys are all aware of what's going on. If you had an assistantship, the first day of your appointment was Sunday. You can't work Sunday, so really it was Monday, but you will begin to be on the payroll system. Tuition waivers will post tomorrow, and they will begin to post. Financial aid will also be dispersing tomorrow, so we will try to get waivers on first. That way your loans or your scholarships can be released to you. If there's money outstanding, typically your loans and scholarships will pay that before anything is released out to you guys directly. As you know, the first day of classes is the 24th. 9/8 is when you need to contact your department if you still have an outstanding balance. September 7th is the last day to sign up for payroll deduction. And payroll deduction is where you can deduct $927.41 off your paychecks. And your first late fee will be September 8th. So please be sure that you're keeping an eye out and contact our department as soon as possible if something does not look right. For those of you that don't have an assistantship, you can still try to find one here on campus. The graduate school, so here's a list of things to keep in mind. The graduate school has a Friday Focus email that goes out every Friday, and it goes to your WSU email. And this Friday Focus sends out announcements that you need to do as a graduate student, opportunities, scholarship opportunities, and funding opportunities that are available across campus. So keep in mind to read that email and open it up every Friday. The graduate school also has a Facebook account. Please join us and be our friend. We will also post new and upcoming events and opportunities for funding. You can visit our graduate school website, and there's a tab for current students. And on there you will find scholarship opportunities that are vetted through your department, as well as funding opportunities that are available. And if you haven't already seen this, scholarship opportunities already went out to your departments. So contact your academic coordinator, see what scholarships the graduate school is offering, and see if you're eligible to receive any of them for next academic year. The HRS website has a Coog link, and that is where a lot of temporary appointments are posted, but you also find assistantships out on this website. Talk to your department, faculty and academic coordinators. They're often the first person that will know what's going on in your department, and they know what resources are out there available for you. And lastly, OGRD, which is the Office of Grant and Research Development, has a graduate assistant. Her name is Hannah Murley. She will be up here talking later today, I believe. She is just an awesome individual. I highly, highly recommend that you touch base with her. She is, like you, a graduate student who works on finding funding opportunities for you, and she helps you write grants, proposals, find scholarships, find fellowships. She's just a great resource. Her contact information is there. I'm sure she'll give it to you as well, but please reach out to her. She's a great resource. With that, we will be here for questions after the presentation's over, but I'll hand it over to Rick from Payroll Services.